Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Core Racing Network. Tonight, we are here for the season opener of the Core Xfinity Series presented by Elwood Designs. Last week, we got to enjoy the Core Clash and see these drivers kind of mix it up a little bit for the first time unofficially. But it's a lot more on the line now as we head into the regular season, and this is where it's all on the line. And I'm not just talking about here tonight. I'm talking about here in qualifying. So many drivers sign up for the series that we are going to have more than one split. So you'll only see the top 30 drivers after qualifying here in the main split, in this top split, in the broadcast split. The top 30 will make it. The rest are going to have to go to the second split, and they will not be on the broadcast. So if you're looking for your favorite driver and he's not here, he may be racing tonight, just may not have made the top 30. We'll take a look at the current standings, and we'll keep them up here to show you where that line is, and we'll kind of keep it down here towards the bottom and show you where that bubble line is, that cut line right down there around 30. And right now it is... looks like Dalton Drummond is currently holding that final spot there on the 30th position. Drivers will have an extra 2 laps. We give them 4 laps of qualifying this season because of the changes here. And it's only going to happen if we have more than 40 drivers out there in the field. Currently 43 drivers in the session here tonight. So we'll see who makes that top 30, but it's going to be fun either way. Carl Hammer joined in the booth by Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, another season here for Core Xfinity, and I mean, I'm not joking when I say he keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's definitely getting bigger. I mean, obviously the Xfinity Series has gained traction, and I think with the court or the Syrian Cup and all that stuff has a lot to do with it. But the racing over here is really good too, and everybody has a chance to win in their division. So I mean, obviously, if you're in the Platinum division, you don't want to not get a good qualifying lap in, or you'll be down in second split. And obviously per the rules over there, it's a little bit different. You won't be able to gain as many points as you can in the main split, but either way, I think you're going to see most of the top drivers in here, and then you should have some of the drivers that maybe excel at certain court or tracks, and Dover can be one of those. It's one of those it's really fast, it's and somebody just might like it, but it can be tricky, and it is hard on tires.
And I mean, you look at the standings right now, and you see how close it is right there at that bubble line. In fact, a tie at the line. Dalton Drummond and Matthew Rodriguez tied, but Dalton Drummond is going to get that spot in the top 30. So we'll go ahead and switch it over here, as we are now done with the first qualifying of the season. Jimmy, why don't you give us a rundown of the starting 30 here tonight?
Yeah, starting 30 here tonight is going to start off with, on the pole is going to be Alan Elwood, and then on outside there is going to be JP Phillips. Nico Garcia, welcome back in P number 3. Nick Nickerson is going to be in 4th. Shane Therian up there in 5th. Tommy Ryan in 6th. Trevor Hunt, welcome over here to CRN, or Core I should say, in P number 7. Jack Stoneman's in 8th. Sean Verwise in 9th. Jeff Ryans in 10th. Michael Larch in 11th, and Kelly Pointer for your top 12. Sitting in 13th place will be Justin Munsell with Dave Tilford, and then Robert Kenny and Tyler Skozen. For row number 8, row number 9 is going to be Kevin Foster and Tyler Barnes. Row number 10, Mark Parkhurst and Paul Butler getting a good run in there. Joe Sullivan in P21 with Bronson Stafford on the outside, and P number 22. 23 is going to be Mark Allen with Joshua Thurman. And then next row back there in the 13th row will be Joey Cruz and Christopher Pope, Josh Van Westen in 27th, and Tater Bowman in P number 28. Jesse Francisco and Dalton Drummond will make up the final row, and you can see Dalton Drummond's I think he's the only bronze driver. Nope, Joey Cruz made it as well. So definitely a couple bronze drivers sneaking in there in the top 30. So it can be done here, folks. Just obviously, if you're a little faster or if you need more practice, you want to make the top split. Either hope for the rest of the people not to show up for that week. But the rest of the field is going to be sent over to the other side. It's going to be Matthew Rodriguez and Dan Phelps, Dean Gagliano, Jeremy Gainey, Matthew Simmons, Matt Ulmer, Tim Glass, Michael Pratt, Louis Orduna, John Crane, Tyler Hunchel, Joe Thomas. So, and they will all be over on the other split. So good luck to all the drivers not going to be on this track, but in a virtual world mirroring here, they will be at the same track, racing the same time and the same cars and the same atmosphere. But so good luck to those drivers that will not be in attendance here tonight. So right now we look at the cars on the track going too wide here. Looks like they're coming out of turn number 4, heading down the backstretch.
Yeah, we are ready to get this season underway, and no surprise that we have Alan Elwood on the pole looking to try and get back out there. No Clayton Montgomery again this year. Your defending champion is over there running the Core GT. Does not have time on Tuesday nights to defend his title, so Alan Elwood gets a free chance to get back out there, but he's got some stiff competition out there. You got JP Phillips on the outside, Nico Garcia back in action, Nick Nickerson back there on the second row, and don't forget about Tommy Ryan, Shane Therian right there on row number 3. But we are ready for the first official green flag of the season, and we indeed are racing here at Dover.
A monster mile under attack here with all these 30 drivers. Let's see, we actually have 30. I don't know yet. I'd wait till they turn to some laps. It looks like we do have one extra out here tonight because they didn't either read the rules or didn't get the memo. But Alan Elwood out front with JP Phillips to follow.
Good start here from the drivers, and it looks like we do have one extra, so we'll just do some house cleaning here real quick, and go ahead and remove him just to clean things up here. But out front, it is Alan Elwood leading the race here. JP Phillips, Nico Garcia, Nick Nickerson, Shane Therian for that top 5. Trevor Hunt, Sean Verweiss, Tommy Ryan, Jack Stoneman, and Michael Lars for your top 10. And we look here at Dover, and it certainly has its own little intricacies. We got done watching the race last night for the Holdridge Brakes Academy at Darlington. Certainly a monster in itself there down in South Carolina. But here at Dover, this thing is high bank, it is fast, it is concrete, so it's going to chew up the tires. It's got a couple different grooves that you can run, but really your biggest concerns, turn 2 exit a little bit, turn 4 exit a lot of it. Turn 4 exit can eat you up very, very quickly. Miles is surprised he's camped out. I believe he's camped out outside of turn 1. He should be camped outside of turn number 4, because that's usually where we see some hot and heavy action up into the wall. But it's been a good start here for the crew, as we'll get the top 30 standings up here and show you. And we do have plenty of rookies out there that have shown some speed in the Core Clash last week, and some even brand new ones out here tonight. Looks like we got Joshua Thurman making his Core debut, as well as Mark Allen making the top split here tonight. So we'll see how they do in the running order, but see plenty of Platinum drivers. All our Platinum drivers here in attendance making the top split, as do the Gold. I think just only a few silvers making it down into that second split here tonight. But all in all, good start here from the drivers here in the Core Xfinity Series presented by Elwood Designs.
Yeah, good start here. Just check it on Discord, see if there was anybody wondering why they got removed from this session, and hopefully they realize there's another session that they need to be part of. So it's just some growing pains here. Obviously, the first time we've had so many people, but to kind of help us out and keeping track of people and giving everybody the opportunity to have clean races, and maybe be a little easier, not only on me and Carl's machines broadcasting here, but the drivers out there as well. It's a lot of graphics going on. Is maybe iRacing is not the most up-to-date graphically, but it still takes its toll on some machines out here. But Alan Elwood leading the way right now over JP Phillips, Nick Nickerson, Nico Garcia, Shane Therian for your top 5.
Take a look back through the running order to see we got some battles out here. Looks like Dave Tilford up here trying to battle with Tyler Skosen. Skosen was one of those drivers that to me, is one you got to kind of take a look at, as he's slowly been getting better and better. Obviously, had a great run in the CRN Cup that we had on Saturday night, but really, a driver kind of to keep an eye on here. Had some really good times in practice, was up there on the boards. Right now, he's up a couple of spots, as he had maybe a little bit rougher qualifying back there in that 16th position, but up 2 spots right now. Biggest mover of the race, one of the rookies out here, the 63 of Joshua Thurman, battling right now with the 61 of Bronson Stafford, as Thurman on the outside there. Maybe a little bit of a rush to the wall. Looks like he keeps it going there, but he's up 4 spots right now. Really not too much moving, up or down. Paul Butler, unfortunately, I know he probably just won't be on screen for this, but he's the biggest, one of the biggest movers going backwards right now, down 8 spots after qualifying in 20th. Another one sliding his way back. Not sliding his way back because he's not in the race here. Keep forgetting, we only need a top 30 here, but we'll take a look back up at the front. It is Alan Elwood leading this way by 0.8 of a second right now, and yeah, I mean, really the main reason we kind of cut this, I mean, we could have fit 42 guys out here tonight, but it's kind of was discussed among the admins here. We need to kind of set a number, and we need to stick by that number. And that number was 41 or more. So if the session at any point this season has 41 or more drivers, it will automatically kick off a second session, and anyone that qualifies outside the top 30 will need to go over that second session, and they will still compete for points. They will still be in the running for everything, and whether that's a silver driver, whether that's a platinum driver. If you mess up in qualifying all 4 laps, you can see a platinum driver down there in that bottom split. So it is it's going to be interesting to see how this season plays out. But I mean, almost 60 drivers signed up for the season, and 60 is the absolute max that we can even have in a session. So good to see a good amount out here for the season opener. I know a few are on vacation, not going to be here tonight, but we should see them back out there in action next week. Right now, though, already Dalton Drummond's not having a good start to the race here, to the season. Qualified right directly on that bubble, and literally tied for that bubble spot with Matthew Simmons, but already getting lapped here. Looks like he's got some damage on that front end, but Jimmy, I mean, we've been rolling around here for quite a bit here, already on lap number 16, and so far so good.
Yeah, so far so good, and obviously you take, obviously when you split the field up just a little bit, and maybe some of the people that are having issues with this track end up being a little bit slower, so they might end up actually doing a little better, having a little better race with maybe a few less drivers over there. Drummond's made the cut, but the guy just behind him obviously was the faster of the rest of the field. He could end up finishing in 20th and vice 30th if he was over here in this split. So it could pan out for some of them other drivers, less people on the track, and maybe have that opportunity to win over there. So, I mean, there's always, ultimately the finishing place is 20th, but, I mean, you're winning over the field that's over there. So there's some pride in that, and it gives you that chance to get out front and lead some laps and kind of get maybe a different perspective instead of running in the middle of the pack and trying to avoid, or you got somebody really fast. It puts a lot of pressure on you, and you're not quite sure what to do yet. So I don't think this is a bad thing. Everybody, obviously, wants to be over here and be in maybe
in the spotlight,
top split, in the spotlight here on CRN and whatnot. But I'm gonna see what I can do. I don't know if there's I'm gonna just have to see if somebody is actually able to stream in Discord or something, or on a Twitch channel or something that's over on that other side, and then maybe I can go ahead and I can at least know what the running is over there and maybe how they're doing just a little bit, pull them up on a side screen. I'm just trying something new here and over live on my Twitch channel, so hopefully I'll be able to kind of integrate that, and everybody kind of can maybe pop back and forth, or even I can let you know if somebody's streaming. But it looks like we do have a spinner here. Jeff Ryan is a caution flies here on lap number 21.
We'll take a look and see what brought this one out here, as Ryan was involved. Looks like Tilford behind him here. And you see it right there. Tilford goes down to the bottom and maybe thought he had the line there, and Jeff Ryan comes down at the last second. Makes a little bit of contact, and doesn't look like too much damage for either of the cars here. I know Ryan backs it into the wall a little bit. Certainly wrinkled up in the back, a little bit on the front. And Tilford maybe a little bit on the front as well, but really the only two cars involved in this one. But it's going to give all these drivers a chance to hit under caution. As you see some of these drivers just sneaking by, maybe Butler just getting a piece of it right there, and some netco damage on the back of that car as well. But Jimmy, we haven't talked about it yet. Pit stops here at Dover. I mean, arguably, I know we were at Darlington last night. Darlington is not easy to get all the way down from the top side down into pit lane. But here at Dover, if you have to make a green flag pit stop, I mean, I don't care if you're I don't care if your name is AJ Roderick or not. Green flag pit stops at Dover suck. They are not easy at all.
And they're not easy. And, you know, obviously here with 22 laps in, you know, drivers are getting to that point, you know, trying to decide whether they want to come in or not. You see, I think things have changed up a little bit because I see Nico Garcia out front. But Nick Nickerson, Shane Therian, Munsell, and Skozen for your top 5. Elwood falling back to P6.
Yeah, reminder to everyone out there, the format for the season, these drivers have 2 sets of tires they have in the pits for the entire race, 100 laps out here tonight. So I think some drivers trying some different strategies here. Nico Garcia trying the strategy of not pitting at all. The only lone sole survivor not coming into the pits, whether that's good or not. It's got him to the front here. It's got him some laps led in that 43. Nick Nickerson, Shane Therian, right? Exactly. Nick Nickerson, Shane Therian, and a few others deciding not to take tires on this one. So we got a lot of drivers with some used tires out there. Not sure if I don't think I've seen anybody taking 2 tires. It looks like it's mainly just all 4 or not at all. It looks like we did have possibly a pit road penalty for the 77. Not sure if Butler is still on the lead lap or not. Looks like he's just on the lead lap somehow.
Yeah, it looks like it. Definitely looks like he's on the lead lap there. You can also, Carl, just so you know, if you on your where all the buttons are in SDK, the timing tower settings, you can change your tower settings to only show 30.
Yep.
No, you'll never get the people that cut out.
Yeah, but when I go down past 30 is when it starts to show everybody else.
Yeah. Change it to 0.
Ahead and behind. Okay, that works. Yep. Yeah. Well, we're gonna get ready to set this thing back underway. Nico Garcia back on the loud pedal. Maybe a little bit of a bobble there from the 43 getting back underway, but it is going to get back underway for sure. Nico Garcia in the lead. Nick Nickerson running right behind him. He's got some more fuel, not newer tires. We'll see if that 2 can get around the 43. Battle for third already. You see those new tires of Alan Elwood. I think they're paying off just a little bit, Jimmy. I mean, that 5 is on rails right underneath the 98 of Munsell, now right underneath the 2 of Nick Nickerson. He's got his eyes set on the front here. He doesn't want to waste any time. He wants to get out there with those new tires and check out, as the next closest driver with new tires is JP Phillips back here, and you see him kind of mired in a little bit of a hornet's nest at the front, trying to find his way around, and really some close battling out here after this restart. Oh, a little bit of a bump there. Good job by Skozen and by Jack Stoneman there to keep that thing going. And that is a opportunistic move there from Skozen through the middle. You don't typically see 3 wide at Dover unless it's something like that. And whew, he, I don't want to say he licked the stamp and set it on that one, but he definitely might need to a little Vaseline on the doors there to sneak on by there.
Yeah, it's you know, the battling's tough here. It's a good place. Oh, almost 3 wide there. Oh, 3 wide right there. Oh, but they make it stick, make it work. The 78 on the outside there. Nick Nickerson making it by.
And that is the
JP Phillips.
That is the 1 of Michael Larch, the 25 of Jack Stoneman. Can you tell they got fresh tires? And how about Tommy Ryan sending it on the outside as well? Difference between tires and no tires. You're seeing it here, and it is hot and heavy as Tommy Ryan to the outside here. You got the likes of Nick Nickerson starting to slide back through the field here. Justin Munsell sliding back as well. Tires definitely mean a little bit. It's only been 20 laps under green, but it's enough that these new tires are really paying off. And trying to get back and see where that is. Looks like Joey Cruz kept it straight here. The car is blown up. We'll try and take a look back and see what brought that one out here. Looks like it's already out for Cruz, so we'll rewind it here a little bit just to quickly show you what happened coming out of the corner.
The yellow flag is out.
It actually looked like it happened right ahead of him. And now we will end up having a caution anyway, as we'll go back live and then we'll take a look back here. Looks like Shane Therian possibly involved in this one. Oh, this was on the backstretch. Looks like that car is really hurting it. And then the 731 into him. And quite a few others getting involved in this one. We'll try and take a look back at this one. See what brought this one out. I think the 9 was involved on the front stretch, and not sure if that car was still hurting on the backstretch, but yeah, it looks like it just pushes straight up to the outside wall. Heavy impact on the outside, the inside. Tries to get it straightened up here, but unfortunately it's right in front of the pack, and quite a few get involved in this one. Gonna bring out another quick caution.
Yeah, he did a good job at catching it though, and about had it saved, but obviously being that checked up on our track that's this fast is kind of painful, you know. So anyways, get Alan Elwood gets out front, but anything that he gained is now disappeared, and now we're gonna have some people down in the pits. Obviously, it's gonna happen, and you're gonna see those new tires march. You know, if they're not in the front now, to really get a little better, closer run, that some drivers are taking their time. But Garcia, Munson, Nickerson, Skozen, Pointer, Bowman, Allen, Sullivan, and Therian. That's Mark Allen, not Alan Elwood. So into the pits right now. So maybe just topping off on fuel. We're still on lap 32 of 100. Like you said, only 2 sets of tires. So anybody took tires before, I'm sure they're not taking it now. But they got a good idea like how well or how much those tires worn down. You can really burn tires off here quick. You know, right at around 10 to 15 laps. The tires, if you abuse them, they just make your life painful. I mean, we're like really painful. But Elwood's out front right now with JP Phillips. Obviously, the new tires kind of coming forward. You have Larch up there in third. Robert Wise is in fourth. Hunt's in fifth. And then Stoneman, Parker's, Ryan, Robert Kenny, and then Dave Tilford for your top 10.
Yeah, not surprised to see pretty much every driver that didn't take tires on that first pit stop come in and take tires on this one. You've seen how quickly they were getting eaten up, and now maybe they can do a little eating themselves and try and make their way back up through the field. It looks like one driver deciding still doesn't want tires, maybe saving it for that second half of the race. Again, they have 2 sets of tires. Maybe saving both sets for that second half. That is the 8 of Kevin Foster. We've seen a good green flag run for 20 laps at the start of this thing. We'd love to see these drivers just have to deal with that green flag pit stop here. I know I'm just sadistic to think that and to want to put them through that, but it can be very, very difficult to get down here in the pits. But Kevin Foster going to start up here in 10th position. It's going to be Alan Elwood, JP Phillips, Michael Larch, Sean Verweis, Trevor Hunt for your top 5, and then you got Stoneman, Parkers, Tommy Ryan, Tilford, and Robert Kenny for your top 10. I want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight to CRN. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. And Jimmy loves hitting some of those thumbs up. So whether you want to give him a thumbs up, whether you want to give him another finger, it only gives us the thumb option at this point. So you can pretend it's one of the other fingers if you want to. But either way, we're going to get this thing back under green here once again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. I'm a big boy. You can throw me whatever finger you want. Pinky, ring finger, thumb, it doesn't matter.
You see the troubles that the restarts can have here at Dover. You can get real easily sideways and just slipping around there I mean, it's just, it's so easy to happen here. It doesn't matter if you have newer tires or even, well, obviously used tires are going to give you a chance to do it. But even new tires, if you don't have them warmed up quite yet, you're going to get a little bit slick. We'll take a look at the exit here of 4 of the 30 cars ripping by here. Looking pretty good so far this time by. And over into the digger cam here. As I head off into turns 3 and 4. A better restart certainly this time. Already side-by-side racing here for 4th place. As looks like Tommy Ryan is going to move past Sean Verweiss. Now battle behind them as Trevor Hunt on the inside in that 59. That Ren and Stimpy, and it takes me back there, Jimmy, not just from the, just because of Ren and Stimpy, but I know he used to run that same car, or at least that same kind of paint scheme over at UCRL when we covered them on Tuesday nights. Good to see that Ren and Stimpy number 59 back out there.
I think that's Buck's Hot Nuts.
Yes, that as well. That as well on the front of that car, yes. And of course, you can't forget
Trevor always had great paints. It's. I mean, a lot of these drivers, they just they got like even the gray hair in the back. You idiot! I mean, just gotta have
classic right there. Classic.
Yeah, it's just classic. I mean, there's no simple statement as if you hit the rear end of somebody's car, it's like them things they try to. I see them on Facebook all the time, like the fingers that you put in your windows.
Yes, yep, the foam fingers and everything. Yeah, yep.
Well, not the foam
fingers. The finger.
Oh, neck code.
Yeah, neck code there, and a heck of a save from Jeff Ryan right there. In the actually, wow. That wasn't the that was the 034. Of Robert Kenny, but you've seen it right there. Big neck code, and now another little bump there as Cruz sends it in there. As wow, big shuffle back for Robert Kenny on this one, but that could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot more people involved. That is definitely the first half save of the race by the 034 there, and really nothing he could do there. I mean, it was about a foot of neck code in between. You could visually see it just at full speed.
Yeah, that was some of the worst net code I've seen. It's and it stinks, It's iRacing tries. Foster down the apron, getting a little loose, got to slow up just a little bit. It's going to cause a little bottleneck here. That's going to give the is that the 121?
Yeah, the 121 there on the outside of Van Weston.
Yeah, Van Weston. That gold machine. That number blends in so well.
And see, that's really, another, kind of key contributing factor here to having the multiple splits is the net code issues, because the more cars you have on the track, the more, harm and bottlenecking it does to everyone's system out there, because you're trying to put out so many different paints, so many different cars, so much going on that, computers can lag a little bit more. So, just capping it at 30 for this top split, it gives everyone a chance to just have a little bit cleaner of a race out there and less blinking. But not for lack of racing. There is plenty of racing all over this track here. I'm trying to just catch a little bit of everything here right now, but it's all over the place right now. There's the battle back here in 18th position. And, you look at some of these drivers here as well. You talk about the top 30 qualifying in here to make this race. It's not easy to qualify in. And then you're stuck with all the fast drivers out here. You don't have that many of the other bronze drivers or the silver drivers that you're competing with. You're up there with the platinums, the golds, and you look at drivers like back here. You got Kelly Pointer back here in 18th position. Nick Nickerson behind him in 19th position. Nick is a platinum driver trying to find his way back up through this field. He's got a lot of fast cars. He's got to pass just to get up to the top 10.
Obviously their pitch strategies came into a factor there, and you see Nick just getting behind the 61 of Stafford there, trying to be like, hey, I'm here. Maybe rattle his cage a little bit, maybe just touch his bumper, and kind of make them feel uncomfortable, and then they end up either drifting and let you go by, or they're going to continue to battle. But good battle there, but they can move up here with the 6 of Justin Russell getting around Trevor Hunt here, and then back with Dave Tilford. Get the 32 and the 43 battling side by side behind him. Tyler Skozen's making it 3 wide there outside of Therian, but inside Parker's. Yeah, some great battling going on throughout the field. You know, drivers are trying to figure their way, but right now it is Elwood and Phillips out front over Larch, Ryan, and Stoneman.
And right now the lead is not exactly big. I was about to jump over to the lead. I'll keep it here for a second as Tyler Barnes making a pretty good save there on the outside. I'd use the wall a little bit, but keeps that 32. Ranger boats going the right direction, almost getting there together with Mark Parkhurst. But up at the front, you take a look here. Alan Elwood is in the lead. But you see JP Phillips just on the hunt right now, just trying to keep him within reach. And it's only been about a quarter second for the most part since the restart here, as JP Phillips has kept him at bay. But looking back here, once again, Mark Parkhurst, got to welcome him back as well. Former Premier Series champion here and forward. Been taking a, took a little hiatus here. He's back out there in action. Unfortunately, he's going to come right back here into the fire as a platinum driver.
Hey, you were gone for a while. Oh, you're still platinum. Good luck.
Yeah,
I mean, if a driver has an extremely bad season, and they lose too many points, they can get shifted down. It's not what they want. Everybody wants to make it to the highest level possible, but pretty much the system that's in play, it mirrors, not exactly, but it's pretty close to iRacing, and it gives us the opportunity to kind of keep track of these drivers and how well they do, where they're, so we can kind of group them together so they can race each other for, that points championship for a platinum division, for a gold division. Obviously the rookies still need to put in their races, and then they'll be assigned a division. I see some drivers, obviously, I know I've seen Trevor Hunt, but I've only been with us a few times. Haven't had much success, but having a pretty good race here tonight. You're our highest silver driver, sitting up in P number 7. Our highest gold driver is in P number 9, and that's Tyler Supposen. So, the drivers are pretty much where they need to be. Newcomers, Larch and Verwise, obviously Larch there in P number 4, and Verwise there in P number 11. So, making their way and, blending in pretty well here with these drivers tonight. But right now, I'm seeing a lot of position changing back there in that 15th to 18th place again, Carl. That is still the battlefield. And now it's just a faster battlefield. So, good luck. It's a lot of good drivers, some good drivers sitting in there. You got Pointer and Parkhurst, and who else is back in there? Ryan and Allen all back in there as well, another newcomer. So, yeah, great running right there. Tater Bowman had a pretty decent race up there, Peter 20, and we have a spinner there on the backstretch.
And I was just about to say the 33 looks like he's trying to make his way up there, and
he tried.
It might have been the end of the night, because I think the 33 might have been involved in an earlier incident as well that he ended up blowing the engine.
He ended up getting a knee ball on that one.
Take a look back and see how this one transpired. Looks like he got a little bit loose, or maybe thought about coming down the track again. Just a smidge of net code there as well. We'll take a look at it again, try and get a different view. It looks like a little net code between him and the 82 here.
Pope.
A Pope coming off the corner. Got close, but there's definitely some net code in between the 82 and the 33 right there. Sends a 33 down to the inside. Going to give these drivers another opportunity to pit under yellow flag conditions. It's a shame. It's a shame we don't get to see them deal with the hassle of pitting under green. But
where's AJ?
He was worried. This is one of the toughest places to pit under green. If there's any place he wants to avoid, it's probably going to be here. So completely understand it. But looks like we do have a couple of drivers deciding to stay out. Justin Munsell and once again Nico Garcia deciding to stay out, as they will shift up this field a little bit. And not surprisingly, a lot of these drivers coming in only taking fuel.
Yeah, the only thing is, we're on lap 54. Justin Munsell was in on lap 31 along with Nico Garcia. And whether they took tires or not, I don't know. But obviously there's now going to be a huge difference in some of these drivers tires wise, and I'm hoping that some of the drivers that kind of stayed out are they're aware. Obviously, they're aware that the tires were probably a shot. But the drivers behind them, they're on newer tires. You've seen how fast they were. You've seen the difference, and it's supposedly we have the cream of the crop, at least the top 30 of the 42 drivers that came out tonight. Exercise a little bit of patience. There is still over 40 laps in this race. There's still plenty of time out there to get to the front and work your way through the field, but they have to be a little patient and not to cause an unnecessary incident. Obviously, if there is one, I mean, we'll take care of it. I mean, that's what as admins we do after the race. So could cost you quite a few points for making a mistake. So think about it a little bit before you make the move. Obviously, a lot of times it's maybe easier said than done, though, Carl, is how fast they can get going around here. And, when something happens, it can happen fast.
Yeah, and it's these restarts here at Dover, they're so tough because you're not starting on a flat surface. You're starting on a decent amount of banking here coming off of turn number 4, and it's kind of right when you get out of turn number 4. So not only is it banked, but it's kind of going back to flat. It's like in the transition of a lot of banking to still a decent amount of banking, but onto the front stretch. And again, that's where you're going to see these tires. Can you get some grip on this restart? We'll send over to Barney and kind of look back at the field and see if there's any kind of slip-ups here on this restart.
Definitely, it looks like the front is able to get off and going here. They are too wide throughout the field here. They head down in turn number 1. Green flag in the air. Munsell is leading the way. Allen moves into P number 2. Garcia into 3rd. Ryan's in 4th with JP in P number 5.
Caution there, though, as it looks like 61 there. Bronson Stafford, I believe, driving with the hood up, and it's never a safe thing. I mean, I know you never drink and drive. This might be worse, and that's why right there he was down at the bottom, but the 82 was right there. Could not see him. And he's just trying to limp it back to the pits. Yeah, the hood is up there from my screen. And
on my side.
Oh, and yeah, he found he found pit road, not the way he wanted to. But we'll take a look back and see how this caution transpired here. And it looks like everything was a good getaway. Oh yeah, the one. Did not even see the one right there. Trying to find, there's Michael Lawrence. We'll try and take a look at this here one more time. Looks like he checks up a little bit.
Some tire spin.
Yep, and then the 2 of Nickerson gets in the back of him, kills the motor right away. Up into the 61, the 28 gets involved as well. Good job by the 63 there, and the 77 just kind of sneaking on by. That's as nicely as possible. I believe Butler is still running with the VR headset, so I'm sure he was looking hard to his right on that one just to see if he was clear driving on by. But they're bringing out another quick caution here, as that was some major damage from some of these drivers. And it's another thing I was going to say. I mean, starting here at Dover, it's not exactly easy. It's not a short track. It's 1 mile, I guess. In Jimmy's eyes, it could be a short track because it's exactly 1 mile, but it can act like a short track sometimes because it's really tight, confines here. It can be a really rough track to start. I know a lot of series start off at Daytona, and then just
got some meatballs on the 1, obviously, and Stafford as well. So 2 meatballs flying back there for the 1 and the D1. I think SDK has added a new feature.
It has, and it's actually on the broadcast. It shows, if you're wondering, that those little like the little black squares with the yellow dots, that is what we've always considered the meatball flag. What that means is you are required by iRacing to come into the pits, and you have some required damage. Now, if these drivers still have a fast repair, they can get in there and repair it, but I know we've had a couple incidents here. Not sure if they have one yet, so they may have to stay in there to get everything repaired. But
you got the flag clipped. Is that what that is? Did you actually have to choose that option?
I did not. It came up automatically, so I'm not even sure where to turn it on or off. but yeah, that's pretty interesting to have that there. It even has black flags there as well. It even shows if because I've seen, I think it was Joey Cruz and Kevin Foster have black flags right now. But we're going to get this thing back underway. But like I was saying, I mean, you know, you start at Daytona, that can have its troublesome spots as well. I mean, obviously a lot wider, and you're just worried about, you know, throttle control and keeping your car straight and everything like that. But we've seen some really, really rough races start at tracks like Daytona as well. But here at Dover, this is, it gets pretty tough. It gets pretty tight here at Dover. So you just kind of need to survive race number 1 here tonight, kind of get it under your belt, and then move on from there. Next week we'll head to a lot bigger track, 2.5 the size of this one, Indianapolis, as that's going to be the host of next week's race. But it's back in control here from the start for Justin Munsell, as he's now got Alan Elwood on the outside. Can he get a good enough restart? You see that even the pace car going down onto the apron there. You see it's just a violent change of not direction, but banking down there on the bottom.
Maybe that's why the pace car is not real.
He can do things like that, yeah. I mean, you see what the pace truck does sometimes. It's kind of crazy. But a little better restart this time. Everyone will make it into turns 1 and 2, and now down the backstretch here. And you see it doesn't take long to get up to full throat here. It is really cool and really awesome sounds around Dover here. But at the front, looks like we got a new leader, same as the old leader, the 5 of Alan Elwood, back to the front. And some more battling back here in the back, as looks like JP Phillips trying to work his way up through there. Nick Nickerson gets on by, and now Kelly Pointer starting to move up there. He's up in the top 10 right now. This again, what I'm saying, I mean, there's so many good drivers here in this league, and you got to make the top 30. But then even when you do, I mean, for some, a top 20 may feel like a good finish, because there's just so many good drivers out there. It's hard to get up there and beat and bang. But looks like Nick Nickerson trying to move his way up there here tonight. One thing I will save and get the looks like Kevin Foster having some issues. We're getting into that. It looks like I think Foster had a black flag, maybe didn't realize it, ended up parking it before he get kicked out. But as I was going to say, I'll make sure I get you the updated overlay here, Jimmy, because I know you mentioned about I think Tyler Scosen, you said, was the highest running gold driver. He's actually up in the platinum this season. But either way, it is actually not. He is in the gold, but he wasn't. It was JP Phillips that was the highest one at that point. So that's what I was wondering. But anyway, back to the racing action here, as we are down to 35 laps to go once we cross this line. So, you know, not necessarily in the back half of the race just yet, but getting there so closely. And we got some teammates going to work on each other here. Alan Elwood at the front. Nico Garcia in second place. Can get that 43 up there and rejoin Core here on top by beating his teammate Alan Elwood. Certainly not going to be easy. We'll take a look back a little further in the field. Jack Stoneman looking to go to the inside here of the 32 of Tyler Barnes, as Barnes decides he's not going to get past. He's going to do some passing around the outside of Trevor Hunt. Easy as you like.
We probably got a little newer tires there. Let's see. Is that Barnes?
Yep, yeah, lap 54.
And on lap 54, yeah. So, new drivers, I'm sure, waiting and probably, hoping that that caution comes out so they can grab another set of tires here. I can see it happening here. We got about 34 laps, about to beat 33 as we cross the line for lap number 68. Alan Elwood still on top over Nico Garcia, Munsell, Therian, Nickerson for your top 5. Tommy Ryan takes the next position for top gold there in 6 with JP Phillips for Weiss. Kelly Pointer makes his way into the top 10, and then Barnes you see in there for the top silver driver in the top 10.
So we got plenty of drivers out there in the mix. Looks like we still got 29 of the drivers. Unfortunately, Kevin Foster looks like he may be done for the night. Not exactly the start of the season he would like to have. I know he was messaging me and really pumped about the season kicking back off here and looking forward to tonight. I was kind of Josh Witham saying, well, you better make that top cut if he wants to be on the broadcast and make Mama proud out there. But unfortunately, it looks like be a 30th place finish here tonight for the 8. Battling up here just outside the top 10 as we got Joe Sullivan moving up into 13th around Kelly Pointer, but it's been some really good racing out here. I mean, we've seen a couple cautions, a few of those from the stressful starts here at Dover, but you know, some differing tire strategies has really kind of mixed things up as well, and you got just the absolute unbelievable grip of new tires compared to some drivers staying out there and wanting to, wanting to run a little bit longer on their tires, and that one could bring another one out here, and it looked like that one was kind of started by netcode again.
Unless they're kind of making it out of there, but obviously involved. Caution flying here at lap 72. It's going to stir things up. It's really going to pull in.
Right there, look at that. That
right
is
there.
absolutely horrible. I mean, that is visibly
and he does
terrible.
Van Westen does a fantastic job.
He does. Unfortunately, it
it.
just slides up into the 61. There's nothing that Van Westen could have done to do that any better. I mean, he was going to get up there regardless, and unfortunately for the 61, the 12, the 34, all these drivers involved, it's a shame because again, this was, I don't put this on a driver. This is straight netcode here, and it sucks when it happens. It looks like 121 maybe getting a little piece of it there at the end. The 12 of Tilford hood pops up on that one, but going to give a chance for all these drivers to come back down into the pits. And Jimmy, unless we get some some late race drama here, this could be the last pit stop for some of these drivers.
Yeah, I mean, we're on lap 73 of 100. These drivers are doing a pretty good job, and obviously with everything going on, it's been pretty tough to try to keep things going. Yeah, it's been a pretty good night here for a lot of some of these drivers.
And you did see right there the 43 Nico Garcia was in front of Alan Elwood. This is why. Just before the caution, this was the pass for the lead as the 43 looks to the inside, dives it down in there, gets it to stick real nicely on the bottom, and there was nothing Elwood could do. I think it was a little bit newer tires there for the 43. And not too long after that is when the caution came out, so Elwood couldn't fight back. But that is why Garcia came in ahead of Elwood, comes out ahead of Elwood as well. But once again, quite a few takers to staying out. Tyler Barnes is going to be your new leader out here, staying out there as we got the top 7 drivers here. Not just a couple this time. We got 7 drivers staying out here. So Tyler Barnes, Jack Stoneman, Tyler Skozen, Sean Verweiss, Robert Kenny, Joe Sullivan, and Jesse Francisco decided to stay out and try and get some track position here. Looks like Dalton Drummond's going to come in this time by, as will Trevor Hunt, so it's going to shake up a little bit towards the back of the field. But your leaders prior to that, Nico Garcia, Alan Elwood, are going to be starting back there in 8th and 9th. And same thing, Justin Munsell back there in 10th position. Nick Nickerson, Shane Therian, Tommy Ryan, JP Phillips, and Kelly Pointer for your top 15. But it's been a fun one out here for the season opener. We still got about a quarter of the race to go, so nothing is quite decided just yet. Thank you for tuning in to CRN tonight. Hit that thumbs up, get Jimmy happy, and hit that subscribe if you haven't already, and get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. We got to try and decide who's going to win this thing. Is it going to be some late race strategy here? Is it going to be some drivers just staying out there for the track position? I definitely agree with Mike's earlier comment. Miles the Monster looks a little bit hungry tonight. He kind of always is. He's just, he's a fiend. He's a sloth out there. But Tyler Barnes are going to lead them back to the green flag here tonight for the last 26 laps of this race. And we'll head over to Barney again. Keep an eye on these drivers getting on the gas. Again, 7 drivers staying out there. Some used tires. And we got a little bit of a bobble, and that could end up sending off quite a bit here. Indeed, we got a lot of cars mixed up in that one. And it looked like it might have all started right towards the front of this field. And that's exactly what can happen. It's nice to get up there and get track position. But when you do, that's exactly what can happen right there. And we'll try and see. I know the 76 there of Sullivan was involved. I think it happened right in front of him. It was the last caution, of course, because he was involved in that one as well. But this was the most recent caution. You see right there, the 88 big bobble there at the front. That was Sean Verweiss into the wall. The 76 gets involved. You see Nico Garcia right there. Looks like he's going to sneak on by. But then right there, the 76 just trying to keep it straight. The 731 gets into him. It sends the 76 sideways. Shane Thurian just sneaks on by the 95 there. Tater Bowman, nowhere to go. And then same thing with Pointer. Looks like Mark Parkhurst may have gotten by that okay. David Tilford may have just fixed that car. I'm not sure if he did or not, but now that hood is up on the 12. The 121 getting a little piece as well. And that was like the 28 little tap there at the end with the 63. But it's, again, it's the troublesome of restarting here at Dover. And certainly some of these drivers at the front had some used tires, and you've seen Sean White just get a little bit loose right there and really cause a bottleneck to everybody. He did now come into the pits and probably going to get some fresh tires here for the end. But Tyler Barnes staying out there, and looks like the top 4 are still the ones that stay out there. So Tyler Barnes, Jack Stoneman, Tyler Skozen, and Robert Kenny, as looks like the wave around car. Let's see who that was as it went by. I think that was Christopher Pope. Yeah, indeed, that was the 82 of Pope getting a wave around to get back onto the lead lap. So that'll give us 21 cars back on the lead lap, getting close to the final 20 laps of this race.
Yeah, trying getting down to them final laps right there, and we're on lap 77 of 100. So still 24 laps remaining. We are single file right now, so I think this time by they will double up, and looks like we'll close it in here just a little bit. But we talked about it earlier. Obviously just being patient and going out, staying out there with old tires. Sometimes it just doesn't pay off, and if you are on old tires, you more than likely can't start like you were with no fresh tires. So just kind of got to be careful. There's a lot of power in these cars. It's really easy to spin, especially on some worn tires. But Barnes going to be out front with Stoneman, Skozen, Kenny, and Elwood and Nickerson there for your top 6.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, again, the season is set up that every race these drivers only have 2 sets of tires, so they have to be picky as to when they want to use them. But it's tracks like this right here that kind of put that in question. You certainly don't want to just, kind of a no-brainer that, you take tires every time you come into the pits. But on tracks like this, you kind of want the drivers on newest tires as possible. Now, that may not have mattered at all. You could have, just had the exact same thing happen and just had drivers stay out there because they want to. They want to get that track position. But this track here is just, it's a beast on the restarts here, and unfortunately that's what you've seen. But we're not done yet. We still got plenty of drivers that are up here in the mix trying to get this thing done. Once again, we'll send it over to man up here waving that green flag here one more time, as we're going to get back to green flag racing. A lot better restart this time from the field, and we'll head off cleanly into turn number 1.
Good thing they got a chance to shake off the cobwebs a little bit last week. Obviously with some pack racing, but you see some drivers still, spreading out just a little bit, and obviously they're going to battle up here front for the lead. You got Barnes doing a fantastic job right now, trying to make a statement here, leading the platinum drivers in silver right now. But Skozen and Stoneman battling for P2. Allen looking to get around. But it's going to have to take his time, but he's going to look to go 3 wide, going down into turn number 3.
He's got the tires to do it, and he is going to make the pass. It looks like Justin Munsell is going to try and follow. It's going to get tight off the corner here. Great driving from all 3 of the drivers. Munsell's going to back out of it. That was a heck of a job there on the outside by Stoneman, just to keep that thing out of the wall and off of Skozen. But now battle for the lead. Alan Elwood looking to get back up there to the inside of Tyler Barnes. Again, he's got the newer tires, so this should be easy as you like, and he's going to make the pass through 3 and 4 here, drift up out of the corner as Barnes did everything he could to try and give himself a chance. Shane Thurian trying to move his way back up through the field. He's got some newer tires as well, and not too far in front of him. Kind of stuck in the middle of this little pack here. Tommy Ryan trying to get up there in the mix as well. Real close there to Stoneman heading into 3.
Yeah, he's trying to keep it clean down to the inside now, getting the front bumper underneath Stoneman, so hopefully some newer tires on there on the 66 as he works his way up, but Stoneman trying to get down to the inside and maybe force that 3 wide issue, and you know what it does is it makes that middle guy really uncomfortable, but when Tommy is able to hold that spot there, as he basically is just hooking that bottom really well at the moment, keeping that low line going good. Oh,
I don't know how Stoneman got down into Therian there, and Therian just kind of swatted him away like a net, like he didn't even feel it at all. But we have something going on. I didn't see anything on my screen.
Back of Munsell. They're just battling a little bit right there. Munsell, JP Phillips, and back there 79. They're just battling really hard right now. So cut JP Phillips down the inside. Munsell's trying to get around Stoneman. Had the nose there, but they got together a little bit, and they went sideways just a little bit, and it was just off the corner of my camera. And just
another bump there between Phillips and Munsell, as Munsell's kind of getting used up here a little bit now. Looks like JP's going to send it to the inside of the 25. We've seen Netco come into play, and it looks like this camera view may not be too nice when it comes to the front stretch here. Didn't really like the crowd or something. It was getting a little shaky, so we'll go to another camera view. But JP Phillips did move into 6th place here at the front. Alan Elwood leads the way, but now new into 2nd place is Tommy Ryan. 3rd place, Shane Therian, as the new tires moving their way to the front.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time, you know, obviously, and Tommy's always had pretty good pit strategies. Really used to them really long runs, you know, when they were running with UCRL. They're so close. You got a couple of these leagues, their acronyms are so close. But used to them longer runs. They used to run full fuel tanks, Carl. They'd be out here, but it seemed like forever before they made a green flag pit stop. So Tommy's used to those great long runs and find them way up towards the front. Sitting in P number 2, JP Phillips is now battling back there with the number 32 as he gets to the inside. Going to move JP Phillips into P number 4. But Elwood still leads by 0.6 seconds, and it's been steady.
And we're going to have another caution.
Something. Yep, I heard a couple blown motors.
And it looks like Chandra Weiss involved in this one.
Yep.
Oh, into the wall hard, and then the 43 of Nico Garcia right there as well. Really nowhere to go once he bounced off the wall. Hard impact to the inside. You see the 88 already blown up. Not sure if the 43 made it through that one as well. But
Bowman!
Even if he did, he didn't, as he got just absolutely destroyed there. From
I know Bowman runs in VR too, so that's gotta be.
Yeah, that would not have been too nice right there at all. And we'll hop over here to Taylor Bowman if we can find him. Not sure if we want to, and
right in his cockpit.
And show you this thing at full speed.
The corner.
And of course, right at last, so you hear him braking.
Yep.
He thought everything. Dover is typically a track that, and of course he blows up on that one as well. But Dover is typically a track that is self-cleaning, meaning that, you know, once cars get involved, everything kind of washes down to the bottom of the track. But unfortunately, this time the 43 washed up right in front of the 95, and it's going to bring out another caution here, a late caution. And
meatballs. Nico Garcia's kind of looked like he was crab walking in the pits.
Yeah, there's quite a few dots on the screen right now, Jimmy. You got Nico Garcia, Taylor Bowman. Looks like Garcia maybe had a fast break yet, as he is finally back in the pits and got that thing cleaned up.
On the black
for Weiss, Sullivan, they got the meatballs. You got plenty of black flags out there, but out at the front, now it's getting interesting because all those new tires are in those front 4 spots right now. Mark Parker's still trying to make his way up there with his newer tires. But Alan Elwood, Tommy Ryan, Shane Therian, and JP Phillips all pitting on lap number 72. They all got the same tires. So we need to find out from this here Nation out there who you got. And we'll throw up a poll here and see who you think is going to take home this first win here of the season. But Jimmy, I mean, Dover again. Dover just Miles the Monster fighting back hard here tonight.
Yeah, Miles the Monster, he obviously doing his thing, putting up an arena for these drivers to battle it out here, and a few of them obviously having some issues here. 17 drivers still in the lead lap, and I do see, even though Van West has got a black flag, hopefully it's just an end of the line penalty, but I would believe if he had tires, the last one, or one of the few that is on the lead lap there, Dave Tilford as well. So I will watch those two drivers. If they have new tires, they could be flying up to the field as fast as possible. We'll see what they can do with these remaining laps. There's not going to be many laps to go, as when we cross the line, it'll be lap number 97. So there'll be 8 laps remaining before these drivers, to see who will be the first winner of this season.
There's Alan Elwood, Tommy Ryan, Shane Theory, and JP Phillips, and Tyler Barnes out there. Remember, Barnes has not come into the pits since lap 54, and same thing for Tyler Skozen. So they got some older tires on those cars, trying to get a good finish here tonight. I mean, now with these fields out here, a top 10 is a great finish anymore with the Core Xfinity Series. Back to green flag as we are racing here at Dover. Great restart from the inside line. The teammates there of Elwood and Theory get a good start. Tommy Ryan going to fight back on the outside here, but it's not going to be enough. And Stoneman falling back through the field here a little bit, side by side with Kelly Pointer. Get a little shot there to Justin Munsell, but on the inside, how about Trevor Hunt trying to work his way up through the field here as well. Out front, Alan Elwood trying to get away. Shane Therian running in second place. It's a good spot for the 9. If he can finish this thing off, Tommy Ryan there in third. And JP Phillips, both former battlers there and UCRL, now doing it over here in Core with Tommy now to the inside of Shane Therian. The yellow flag is going to come out, as that was just about to get tasty up there for second place.
That's 12 getting wrapped up there with the, who is that? That's
looks like it might have already happened in front of Tilford there.
Yeah. Tilford don't even have a motor or a lid.
Looks like the 63, right, and that's an example of Dover being a self-cleaning track, fortunately for Tilford, as the 63 of Thomas Thurman. We'll see what caused the 63 to get up into the outside wall. And might have been contact with the 34. Yep, yeah. He gave enough room on the inside to the 34, but unfortunately, the 34 was up a little bit from the bottom line, and it looks like Jeff Ryan going to cause this one. Nico Garcia gets collected in this one here again, kind of gets through it, but then the 63 drifts down the track, and 12 already didn't have a hood to begin with, and I'm not sure if this is going to help his night at all, but Tilford going to get involved in this one.
He was trying to survive. Tilford was still on the lead lap. I don't know about now.
It was, I think, is the key word, unfortunately.
I mean, let's see, does he have a meatball? Tilford have a meatball? No, he doesn't. He does not. He's a black flag.
I don't know how. I guess maybe the engine just stayed a little cooler since it didn't have a hood. That's about all I can think of.
I mean, if he can get out there, he can still stay in the top 20. Paul Butler right now sitting in that P number 20 spot, and 3 laps down, and so a few drivers having their issues here. You got some good or heavy hitters in the back. Obviously you got Butler's back there, Thurman, Cruz, Bowman, Verweiss, Jeff Ryan, Nick Nickerson, Sullivan, Allen, Stafford, and Foster, all down in the pits and behind Butler. So a lot of good names down there, a lot of fan favorites sitting in their haulers, and I don't know, just a rough night here at Dover.
Yeah, that's for sure. And this is going to be an unofficial green-white checkered here, as we are on lap number 97. We'll get the green, then the white, then the checkered, unless we get a yellow in between. They do have 2 attempts at a green-white checkered. This is not going to count towards that, as it is still under race time right now, so we'll see who has got a chance to get this thing done. Still 15 cars on the lead lap. Nico Garcia is that first car, 1 lap down, and looks like everyone out there thinking that 5 is going to hold everybody off here, as he's leading the pole right now for the man to beat. But yeah, it's definitely been a rough one for some of these drivers out here for the season opener. Next week we open it up a little bit more, head to Indianapolis, and hopefully gets these fields spread out a little bit more, some more green flag racing. But once again, we'll go over to Barney up there in the flag stand. It's going to be in control here by Alan Elwood, coming out of turn number 4. He is back on the loud pedal, and we are racing again here at Dover. Green, white, checkered time here as I head off into turn number 1.
Buddy O'Biden, the wheel, no passing until after the start-finish line.
About 3 wide back there for 3rd. I don't know how that worked out. Unfortunately, Shane Therian drops back a few spots. He's going to try and get some back right now. Tommy Ryan up into 2nd. JP Phillips into 3rd. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go as they are battling hard, and
Right there.
Yellow flag.
that apparently was not the because I was counting wrong. It was actually 2 greens, a white, and a checkered. This is now going to take us to the green-white checkered, as we'll take a look back and see what brought this one out. I think a few of the heavy hitters involved in this one. See it all start to transpire right there.
Off the wall. Yeah.
Heavy impact there for the 25 and 98. And a 4 comes in here. 731.
731.
Somehow just sliding by on the outside right there.
Paul Butler going up to the wall to try to miss it. 034 down into the 32, yeah. 32 into 28. Wow. Mini big one here at the end, bringing out a few more meatballs on the track there. Stillman catching one, and the Bowman's still in the pits, obviously getting his repaired. Won't be back out in time. Sullivan's still getting his repairs done. Car getting back a lap though. There was at the 43. Yep. Nico Garcia.
Nico Garcia getting back on the lead lap here, and just had to wait till he got the official word there. And now he will move on back on the lead lap, and this is kind of big now because he is back up to 15th position and still has a chance with how this has been trying to finish out here to maybe get himself even into the top 10. You never know, and then really get a nice little fight back here. But certainly for some of the platinum drivers, not the night that they wanted to see. You got Nick Nickerson finishing back there in 26th. You got Dave Tilford in 22nd. Justin Munsell getting wrapped up in that one, and now he is in 19th position. Looks like he is out of the race. So, you know, any positions that Garcia can pick up would certainly be welcome. He's got Stoneman right there. Looks like Stoneman does have a fresh car. Looks like he had a faster pair left, so he'll be able to get at the fight as well. But even some of the gold drivers, like mentioned, you know, Bronson Stafford back there are going to finish in 29th. Joe Sullivan going to finish in 27th. But the rest of the gold drivers up there towards the front, 2nd, 3rd, and 8th right now with Tommy Ryan, JP Phillips, and Kelly Pointer. We'll see if anyone has anything for this 5, as Alan Elwood looks to start off the season with another W.
Yeah, but I just want to kind of give a shout out to Dalen Drummons. He might have barely missed the cut, and he made it into this field here tonight. But he is currently sitting in the top 10. So good driving there by the 4 and just making his way through. Obviously, you know, making his way through the battlefield and you know, missing the incidents. Probably some decent pit calls down there as well as put him in a position to get an extremely nice finish here tonight. So only a few laps to go. Even if you were to wreck now, I mean, you'd still be in the top 20. You'd still finish higher than everybody in the other split. So not a bad call here, and a great run for the 4.
Yeah, and this is going to be a huge points haul for him if he can just keep it anywhere close to the position that he's at right now, and really take a I mean, it's only race one, but that's still a nice commanding lead right from the rip here if the four can close this one out. But we'll take a look here at the front. Who's going to close it out for the win here? Who are we going to get to talk to after this race? Green, white checkered attempt number one as we're in overtime here for the Core Xfinity Series presented by Elwood Designs. We'll get it over one more time over to Barney, see if anybody has any slip-ups on this restart as we are back to racing here at Dover one more time. Looks like everybody getting away pretty cleanly heading off into turn number one.
Yeah, good start by all the drivers. Obviously need to get around here, get all the way back to the start-finish line, get that white flag in. But Alan Elwood in a rush to do so, but Tommy Ryan on the back bumper, looking that maybe needs to find that move and groove to make the, well, no, he's fighting with JP Phillips. My bad.
White flag in the air, one more lap to go here at Dover. It is official, next flag will end it. Alan Elwood looking to get this thing done at the front. He's got a nice half-second lead. Take a look back here at second place as Tommy Ryan has been passed by JP Phillips. So Phillips looking to come home in second.
Oh, there goes Parkhurst.
Parkhurst goes for a ride as this field is coming to the line. Alan Elwood, your winner here tonight. JP Phillips coming home in second. Tommy Ryan in third. Fourth place going to go to Shane Therian, Tyler Skosen for the top five as they wreck coming back to the line. Trevor Hunt in sixth. How about the fight back here from the 82 of Christopher Pope as well, finishing up there in seventh position. Jack Stoneman got that car cleaned up just enough there for the last little run. He finishes up there in eighth. Robert Kenny in ninth. Kelly Pointer in 10th. Nico Garcia got that lap back. Remember, he was 15th position when he got the lucky dog. Finishes up there in 11th. And Dalton Drummond's looks like unfortunately involved in that one, but still a 13th place finish for the four is a good one out there tonight. But on the front stretch, once again, it is
Burn down, baby, burn down.
It is the winner, the 5 of Alan Elwood, getting it done.
And celebrating the first survival victory here at the Monster Mile. Like the scene out there, obviously Mike Casey saying the monster looked hungry tonight. He definitely did, that's for sure. Shout out to Kane saying crazy. Kelly is saying wow. I know some of these are a little bit older, but just recognize everybody out there. Obviously Barry, Mechanic Joe saying that Tommy should get it. Carter Jones, and so Kelly. Kelly's our #1 fan. Yeah, but the poll came out. Some people were saying Alan, Tommy, and then leaving one player for Shane. And even somebody voted someone else because you never know what's going to happen. So, sometimes you get the better rewards, the bigger rewards when you got the least favored odds of winning. So, but the 5 doing a reverse lap there, and I haven't seen anybody do that.
Yeah, kind of takes you back ever since I believe it was the number 7 that used to like doing the Polish victory lap out there. Certainly Alan Quickie, and I think Dover was a place that he's done it a few times as well. But that is the end. We are all complete with our results. Jimmy, why don't you give us a rundown of our 30-car field here tonight?
30-car field here tonight, and the results are as follows. Your winner is going to be Alan Elwood. SP number 2 is going to be JP Phillips. Tommy Ryan comes in third. And then you have Shane Therian and Tyler Skosen for your top 5. Trevor Hunt finishes in 6th. Christopher Pope up 19 spots here tonight. Carl finishing in 7th. Jack Stoneman finishes 8th. Robert Kenny up 6 spots in 9th. Kelly Pointer in 10th. Nico Garcia, great comeback to finish in 11th. Tyler E. Barnes up 6 spots in 12th. Dalen Drummond's might have started last, but up 17 spots, finishing in that 13th spot. Mark Parkhurst getting his cage rattled at the end, finishes in 14th. Jesse Francisco finishes in 14th, up 14th, he finishes in 15th, up 14 spots. Josh Van Weston in 16th. Michael Larch in 17th. Paul Butler finished a little better than he started, but finishes in 18th spot. Joey Cruz up a few spots, finishing in 19th as he will be behind Drummond's there for the bronze position. Justin Munsell there in P number 20. Jeff Ryan finishes at 21st. Joshua Thurman in P22. Dave Tilford at 23. Tater Bowman finishes at 24th. Sean Verwise in 25. And Nick Nickerson in 26th. Joe Sullivan in 27th. Mark Allen finishes in 28th. Bronson Stafford in 29th. And Kevin Foster finishing 30th on the field. So tough break for some of your favorite drivers, but overall pretty decent race. Maybe a few more cautions than they wanted here tonight, but Netcode playing his role here tonight, and then maybe that was the monster out there just picking the field here just a little bit. So Monster Mile down, and looking to talk to our winners here very shortly, and then we'll be off to next week.
Yeah, before we do want to give a shout out to the series sponsor here tonight, and that being Elwood Designs. They have been making custom liveries for the iRacing community since 2012, specializing in the NASCAR class of vehicles. They can offer designs on various other options within the service. If you're looking to make your own livery but don't have the time to make your own base designs, you can purchase Elwood Design bases at simratmarket.com or check them out on Facebook or on X. We'll get our top three here into the booth, trying to get one more up there. I was going to give an interview there to Trevor Hunt as well, finishing in a good position there for the silver. But in the meantime, let's get our third place finisher up here tonight, and that is going to be the 66 of Tommy Ryan. Tommy, you had to fight and battle for a lot of this race, and it certainly wasn't easy for some of you guys out there, but you find your way up there with some newer tires towards the end of this thing, and you had a chance maybe at the win, but looks like JP Phillips just got you a little bit more there at the end, and you had to settle for third.
Yeah, JP's my teammate, so we were trying not to kill each other there and give one of us a shot at Allen, but once he fires, man, I mean, I thought I felt like I got to the throttle at a really good spot, and he still was, I don't know, at least a car length or two before we even got to turn one, and wanted to give JP a shot at it and let them race it out, and who knows what would have happened. But yeah, I just wanted to race smart there and not tear anything up or piss anybody off, so all good.
So the restarts here at Dover kind of always seem to be a talking point. They're not easy. It doesn't matter if you have brand new tires, used tires, 2 tires, no tires. It doesn't matter. It seems like the restarts here, they can just be so finicky with that banking coming off of turn number 4.
Yeah, and it's really once you get in that power band and the RPM, and then you can, come up on the hill, and it seems like the butt gets kind of light, and then you just got to modulate the pedal and try to get the power down and get that thing rolling. But it's really tough, especially on old tires like what we were doing. You were just basically taking chances and just waiting for it to slip. So I felt like I managed that pretty well, but obviously Alan was able to get away and just couldn't get a shot in clean air. Man, it's just so dominant right now.
Well, speaking of dominant, I mean the platinum and the gold, both divisions look like they're going to be just an absolute scrum of a battle all season long. And I know you got your teammate there, JP Phillips, in there, but I mean you got the likes of Tyler Skozen in there, Kelly Pointer. Yeah, there's a lot of really good drivers in the gold, let alone the platinum up there. So third place here, even though you finished behind JP, it's still going to feel like a good start to the season.
Oh yeah, I'm completely happy. I was hoping we get some green flag stops. So hopefully we can get that cleaned up in this league, and yeah, I'll be ready for next week, man. It's a lot of fun. The short fuel and the limited tires is definitely throws monkey wrench and all kinds of things on when to take and when not to take. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think you might have been the only one out there other than me that was hoping for some green flag pit stops here, because this place is just, you don't want any part of green flag pit stops here at Dover. But either way, you come home tonight in third place. I want to say congratulations on the finish. Before we let you go and get out of here, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Yeah, thanks to my teammates, man. We get prepared pretty substantial for these things, just so we're very well educated. And northerntool.com, so head over to Northern Tool and get everything you need for the summer heat. And lots of fans lots of portacles, anything you need. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Congrats on the third place. We'll let you go celebrate. We'll see you next week at Indianapolis.
10-4.
Third place finisher here tonight, the 66 of Tommy Ryan. Second place is going to be the 78 of JP Phillips.
Hey, JP, Jimmy, and Carl up in the booth. Copy.
Absolutely. Good to talk to you guys tonight.
Yeah, definitely a treat to have JP Phillips back in the booth here. And obviously a very interesting night. Dover, a little shorter track, but very fast, and typically a self-cleaning track. Didn't seem to be the case all the time here tonight. So give us a little rundown of how your race was.
Yeah, really good. Love to run this place. It's just seemed to have a knack to make it work and be able to keep that right front on it. Felt really good. I felt really fast. I think if we could have ever got the track position on Allen, we could have contended there. And we stayed out in front of the mess most of the night. I think that was key. It sounded like a little back midfield. It was pretty chaotic. So glad to be in front of that. Terrible timing on the caution flag there just after halfway. I think that really shook up the field and probably caused a lot of the chaos the second half of the race too. I think it just got everybody on different strategies, and this place is pretty tough to maneuver at these speeds, and you get that big speed difference with different tire strategies. It gets treacherous.
Yeah, speaking of tire strategy, if I wasn't mistaken, one of your restarts wasn't the greatest here tonight.
Yeah, I about lost it. I think, I don't know who runs the 43, but he spun the tires in front of me, and I should have learned from him, and then I spun them up and got into the wall, and I think that's, and then they must have stacked up behind me there. So lucky to get away from that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how difficult it is here. We're used to seeing you have some pretty decent runs. Either you're up in the front battling, and or you have a good slip up and you decide to like park up for the night. But tonight you have yourself a pretty good run, even after maybe a couple mistakes. Had a chance there at Allen, but never quite close enough to get to that rear bumper to get around him. So, but either way, you come away with a second place finish. What's going to be seem like a real challenge of a field here to contend with. So good points tonight for the 78. So from CRN, we want to say congratulations and give you a little time for any shouts you may have.
Yeah, big shout out to, I see you guys got him in the waiting room down here, but Trevor, glad to have him back and run with him, and what a run for him, his first time back. I think it's the first time he's been in the car in over a year, so that's really impressive. He's going to be tough to beat later on the season. And then all the guys at Unacceptable Racing, Tommy and Jeff and everybody else there. And of course, to the two best announcers in iRacing. Glad to be up here with you.
Well, we appreciate that. We really do. The kind words just keep flowing in. I don't know what to do with myself. But we love it, and we love seeing you out there. We'll see you next week, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you again. So we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Thanks, guys. So good night.
That is the driver of the 78, second place finisher here tonight. Yeah, maybe the only comments and compliments you get all week there, Jimmy. But last but not least, here
6 days a week, I get compliments.
Exactly. That's why we keep bringing out more broadcasts, just because we don't get enough of it. But winner here tonight is going to be the 5 of Alan Elwood. And Alan, last time we talked to you, I called you a liar because you said you weren't going to get up there and finish up there on the podium at the CRN Cup. Here, I don't care what you would have said. I was going to call you a liar if you said you weren't going to be on the podium here tonight. I knew you were going to come out here firing it, and it's just like last season, just like the season before. Even though you don't have your teammates Clayton Montgomery and James Scioli out there. It's still not going to be easy to compete out here with these just tough drivers, but you get it done here tonight with the first win already on the season.
Yeah, needless to say, I think there's some really good competition this season. I think we talked about that in the last event. Yeah, there's a lot of good drivers out here. JP, Tommy, my teammates, Jack, the list goes on. You definitely have to earn these wins. And tonight was definitely no exception, especially with, some of those, the cautions, the way they timed out, and trying to figure out when's the best time to take tires and all this other good stuff that we have to deal with. It definitely presents, plenty of challenges, but I think that's what makes it more satisfying when you do come out on top is you know that you played your cards right and stayed out of all the trouble and ended up where you want to be.
Well, I think the trouble right from the start, maybe not so much for you usually qualifying up towards the front, but with these bigger fields like tonight, split fields, as we have 2 splits out here, and you got to qualify in the top 30. It's got to put just a little extra pressure on you to make sure you at least get a banker lap in.
Yeah, and you know, all it takes is just that little scrape of the wall to extra lap out, and then you got to hope that you got time left to get another one in. So it definitely puts the pressure on you, but that's just another thing that kind of makes it exciting, and you know, all the more satisfying to lay down that really good lap and know that you're locked in the top split and race with the best of the best here. So it was definitely an exciting night to open it up, and I think it's going to continue as the season goes on.
Well, and that's exactly what made it even probably tougher in the race, because now you do have, you know, the quote unquote best of the best here and in the top 30 making this top split. So you're not just, you know, you're not passing the rookies, you're not passing the bronze getting through the field. You're passing some, you know, pretty fast silvers, the other golds, the platinums that are out here. It makes it a little bit tougher if you get shuffled back through the field, which you did a little bit a couple times with some drivers trying to stay out there for track position. But either way, you found that 5 to the front of the field. Some late race restarts. You were in control of them. Do you think if you were on the outside or maybe not in control of them, it would have been a little tough to get this thing done?
I definitely think so. You know, clean air is really key in these cars, and Dover is a track that you wouldn't think would matter all that much, but it really does, especially the way that you have to run this track down low. We really don't have too many options up high, you know, strung out like that. You can really only use the high side to try to pin somebody below and make it really hard to pass. So that makes it really challenging, and so you want to stay out front. You want to, you know, take advantage of the tire sets when you got them, use them smartly. And, you know, but you can't blame people. They have to try something if they're mired back in the pack, and all the power to them to try to, you know, maybe save a set for the end. Maybe it works out. I've definitely been the victim of that before. So I know it works from time to time. So you got to try whatever you can. And, but, you know, as somebody on new tires, you also got to be smart and try to make the best decisions possible when it coming up on maybe some of the slower guys.
We head to Indianapolis next week. What are your thoughts on the Brickyard there? Do you think you can get it done for win number 2 already on the season?
I would like to say yes. I've had some really good speed the last couple times we've ran Indianapolis. Luck would have it that it didn't go my way. I usually end up on the wrecker somehow. So I'm hoping this time we stay clean. Heck, I'll even take a top 5 there the way that the first couple times we've been there have gone for me. So I will take a clean race, but hopefully maybe we can start out 2 for 2. That'd be cool.
All right, buddy. Well, you get it done here tonight. Grab that first win of the season. Take the top step here and the platinum as well. So congrats on the win. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Of course, my EDE teammate, Shane, Nico. Glad Nico decided to come back and race with us. He's an awesome dude, and he's really fast on track. Wish luck would go his way every once in a while. But you know, all in all, I think a solid night for the team. Is definitely as far as pace is concerned. We were all up contending. Simrat Market, Roderick Racing Development, VRS, all of our partners that make it happen for EDE. You guys up here in the booth for calling an awesome race, and everybody watching it, you know, on the channel there, and everybody tonight. I think it was definitely a fun race, and hopefully we can continue that.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you out at Indianapolis. See if you can go back to back to start this season.
Thanks, guys.
That's your winner here tonight, the 5 of Alan Elwood. We got one more interview we're going to get in here, and that was just a good finish by one of the silver drivers out there, and a welcome back to the field, and that is going to be the 59 of Trevor Hunt.
Hey, Trevor, Jimmy, and Carl up in the booth. You copy?
Yeah, it's good to see you guys again.
Yeah, it's great to see that name out there, the car on the track, the awesome paint schemes, just time and time again. I think I've missed you, man. It's been a little while since we got a chance to talk to you, and you had a great race here tonight. Maybe not exactly where you wanted to be. You needed to get a win or in the top 3, but you had a fantastic finish, up 1 spot from where you started. So, but overall, to kind of be out of the car and to come back after what I'm hearing about a year, and to finish here at Dover with some of these drivers out here, you did a fantastic job. Just kind of give us your rundown on how everything was coming back.
Yeah, but when it went about as smooth as I'd hoped, the speed was not really a problem. Just raw speed. I solo was fine. Just getting back into racing around other cars again after being gone for that long is all that I really need to kind of work on. I got shuffled up, I think, by the 25, and then it got a bunch of cars under me, and then I ended up in the wall a little bit, got some damage, and that pushed me back to the back. And then just the way things played out kind of worked in my favor. I think Kelly and I both dodged. We got really, really lucky there at the end, dodging cars bouncing off the outside wall and crossing in front of us. But yeah, all in all, I was really thrilled with the way it went. And then the only other thing is just getting used to the cadence and pacing of the way these races flow because of the rule package that you guys run.
Yeah, obviously a little bit different than a full tank and a few tires in there. A little shorter race, a little less fuel, a little less tires. So a lot to kind of keep in the back of your mind when to take all that stuff. So definitely going to keep you busy with your mind and how the car acts here. But overall, I think coming out here, finishing in the top 6 is a good finish here, I think, for your first time. And like I said, it's great to see you out here. It's always good to talk to some drivers that we broadcasted and just kind of wonder where they went to sometimes. But you guys have shown back up and followed CRN around, so we appreciate that here. Well, I do personally, anyways. So I'm sure Carl does as well. So. Anyways, we wanted to talk to you a little bit, see how everything was, say congratulations on a good finish, and give you a little bit of time for any shouts on that vehicle that you got tonight.
Yeah, just shout out to the team. We kind of approached this like we typically did with the UCRL stuff, and that went pretty well. So I'm gonna take it a race at a time. I'm gonna miss next week. I'm going to kind of ease back into this. So I'll be in and out some of these races because we have some vacations and stuff. But other than that, I enjoyed it, and I look forward to the season.
We'll sure definitely miss you next week as we're off to Indy. So you can always catch the live action here at CRN while you're away. So I'm a huge fan. I watch a lot of your streams, so even when I'm not in them. Well, that's good to hear. Well, again, congratulations, and we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family, and we'll catch you next time you're on track.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Bye.
Yes, sir.
That is your 6th place finisher here tonight, the 59 of Trevor Hunt. A good finish there for a silver division driver, and a welcome back to the 59. It was a nice welcome back for the drivers out here as well. Maybe not so much for some of them. Certainly a little bit rough for some of the drivers out here tonight. But that's what Dover can do. Dover can certainly eat you up. And Miles the Monster was certainly hungry here tonight. And we've seen a lot of top names finish towards the back of this pack. And we'll see. We'll see what that means for the rest of the season. I mean, this is only race 1. We got 15 races on the schedule this season. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's 12 races in the regular season before we get to the playoffs. Let me just confirm that here real quick. I actually got 11 races in the regular season, and then we have the 3 races in the playoffs. Yeah, I have just 1 or 2 things going on, Jimmy. You got to give me a second sometimes, but yeah, we got 11 races in the regular season. And then we got 3 in the playoffs, and then the championship round at Auto Club. But also mixed within there is going to be the All-Star race at Homestead. So looking forward to that one in late September as well. But that is going to do it for our first race of the season here for the Core Xfinity Series presented by Elwood Designs. Thank you again for tuning in. If you haven't done so, hit that like and subscribe. But for myself and Jimmy here at the Dover Mile, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.